evening. Welcome to another exciting Leaders Edge Talk Show, Season 6. And tonight, we are featuring a professional IT guy, highly techy, he's really meant for the times. An entrepreneur and a seasoned business executive that spans the Middle East and Southeast Asia. Even though he's a Pinoy, but you know what? He's already a global person. He has mastered sales and marketing outsourcing, O&M consulting, practice business development executive search service, training, delivery bids, proposals, contracts, management, business support, and operation project management, PMO. Oh my goodness. And here is his what we call mantra in life. And this is so interesting. Life, according to our speaker, is full of twists and turns. I cannot change what is bound to happen, but I can control how I will respond or react to it. I believe learning is accomplished best if one maintains an open, positive, passionate, and caring outlook in life. I may not get the best results or instant gratification in any given situation or endeavor, but I'd like to pique the learner's mind to respond with value. I am responsible for my thoughts, words, and actions. I am a voice, a chosen vessel to connect, infect, and influence the learner's mind to take an active participation in ushering change. As a resource person and educator, I am passionate to share and transfer knowledge, mentor and equip learners, empower shareholders, engineer solutions, and apply innovative ideas to deliver results. My multidimensional and multifaceted experience helped me to take my personal mission in life to the next level by nurturing my gift of developing interpersonal skills enables me to effectively connect and draw out the best in people or teams, leveraging people's domain knowledge and skills for effective implementation of organizational goals and achieve successful endeavors. Wow, our guest speaker, no other than Ramon, and to his friends, Monching, Austria. It really sounds like my mentor, Dr. Dennis Waitley, and you have been mentored too by his mentees. So, Monching, when did you get this inspiration? Because I know we were together in Toastmasters here in the Philippines, and yet the world beckoned to you. So tell me, when did you get first that flicker of inspiration to go beyond the borders and to do much more and influence people?
Well, I'd like to say, and I'm proud to be a part of the Leader's Edge or Winner's Edge at that time. And I owe it all to that program. And if I look back, that was already, 25 years or 30 years? And I don't believe on myself during that time. And certainly, I thought my world will just revolve in the Philippines, right? But there was one person, and he believed on me, and he took me under his wings. And that is, of course, I'm indebted to my coach, Brooke Loomis. Of course, he's now watching our recording up there in heaven. Right? And that opened the opportunity for me to see that there's a lot this world can offer. And noteworthy to mention, after such attending a training, I was just so encouraged, right? And as I said, I was infected because things have opened up and I can see a horizon which is much more brighter, and I see myself exploring and getting involved in those. So first and foremost, notably, the Winner's Edge program enabled me to see the leadership skills that I have. So these leadership skills, if once applied into organizational goals, then it further enhances or hone your skills. And I remember part of when I was first interviewed for a job in Saudi Arabia, the my manager, who's a Lebanese, when I landed in Saudi Arabia back in 2007, I asked him, why did you hire me? Okay. And he threw that darn look into his eyes and said, well, because you're a confident communicator. All right. And he's a Lebanese. And he said, I like the way you dissected my question in such a way that I knew you're the right person to be in our team. And I owe it all, of course, to Toastmasters and, of course, our Winner's Edge program. And that moment on, you're trying to blend into your team and you're trying to blend to a multicultural organization, which is IBM, SPM. And I always look back to our modules, okay? Because you're brand new in one company, and of course, there's still, you're trying to adjust and to transition to a new role. And I remember always opening, reviewing my notes, okay? And having said that, this serves as a compass, okay, for me to navigate, because I'm still learning my way in the organization and how I can contribute and how I can increase my own value in the organization. And at night, I will always say, I will review my answers to those modules, right? Our own handouts at that time. And I will try again to put that in my heart, in my mind. This is the kind of person I am, okay? And truth to be told, that guided me. Those principles in which lay down in our Winner's Edge training program helped me to succeed. And as a matter of fact, now it's been, what, 15 years here in the Middle East, and I have expanded our own reach, not just Saudi Arabia, but we have UAE and Doha, which is Qatar. And we have our business also in Kuwait and in Bahrain and in Oman, right? And that is how I benefited to our Winner's Edge or Leader's Edge training program. As a matter of fact, wherever I go, right, I'll probably be one of the brand ambassadors. And if they would ask, how did it help you? I told them, well, because my mentor was a mentee of one of the famous and brightest mind in the area of training and development, which is Dr. Dennis Waitley. And I'm proud to say that I'm actually a product of our own Winner's Edge program. Of course, my coach, Brooks Loomis, and my mentor, Dinah Loomis. And who I am, what I am right now, I owe all to these guys because they believed on me, and that belief over time increased, and I can see that there's a value that I can add in any organization that I will be. Right. So it was already a long journey, mentor, and thank you very much for being a part of our Winner's Edge program.
Yes, you know, Monching, I appreciate that you do give credit to the program and to the mentoring and coaching that was given to you. But I also realize that there are many graduates out there who somehow, um, of course, nobody has ever regretted being a graduate, but some just turn out to be more outstanding in their success than others. I suppose it's how you take it, it's how you imbibe it and put it to work in your daily life. And so I am really curious because that's a long way away from home. How do you manage the distance, knowing what a loving husband and father you are? How do you, how often do you see your family, and how do you, what we call, cope with the loneliness and the distance?
Thank you for asking that, because I was about to tell my wife that, you know, I'm now having time with my mentor. Okay. And she said thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. Thanks to technology, of course. But in the beginning, it's not easy. Okay. And living abroad and working as an OFW, it has its own ups and downs, and like a roller coaster ride. Okay. And if you're brand new in the organization and if you're brand new in the country, part of our nature as Filipinos is we try to blend in. And that's why the human skills or the soft skills that I've known, pretty much, you know, my kind of foot in the door, right? So over time, these people I work with, they can see the that being a dependent or dependable in terms of the requests and how we can collaborate on things in order to progress on any projects. And now they begin to like you. And having said that, for anything which is outside their domain, they come to me, and I'm happy to actually to extend support or help in order to any of such project become a success. And every day, I always kid with my wife, all right? Even though the day is so busy, so hectic, pressure filled, I will never miss a day that I talk to my wife and my children. And that is, of course, thanks to technology. Okay.
Absolutely.
Despite the,
Wow. I'm so happy to hear that, Monching.
yeah. And that is, of course, we have a time zone difference. So
Yes.
I'll make it sure before they go to sleep, at least we have some time together to offer our prayers. Okay. And after that, our prayer, it's time for them to go to sleep, and I myself will rest. So we're privileged that during this time, we have this technology in which we can still be in touch with our loved ones, especially my wife and my children.
Yeah, Monching, another thought just crossed my mind. I have talked with several workers, Pinoys who are abroad, who are in the Middle East, specifically the Middle East, who told me well, painful and sometimes depressing stories of how they were given more work than the foreigners, other foreigners, and
Yeah.
yet given half or less than half of the salaries of the foreigners with the same qualifications. And when I finally got to ask them, did you ask your manager why that is so, and can that be changed? And do you have to endure that forever? Here's the answer, Monching. The manager looked at them and said, why should we give you more than what we are paying you now? You're only a Filipino. And they, after that, they got tongue-tied and they could not say anything more.
Yeah.
Monching, did you not experience such kind of discrimination?
Well, to be frank, I went through the same situation, and that's why our Winner's Edge training program was very helpful for me, because it helped me to keep things in perspective. Okay, so at the beginning, I'm working as in a bids and contract, and everyone is. I felt at the time that the load, because my managers well aware that I can do multitasking. That's why it's also there's a pros and a cons on being a multitasker. Okay, it will help you somehow, but it also be a disadvantage because your manager knew you can deliver the job in such a short period of time, so he can depend at me. So what I did, of course, when I felt that it's time for me to ask for what I deserve, I'm kind of trying first to weigh the situation. And of course, this has given us also an insight in terms of what we learn in our Winner's Edge program, that it's always a win-win situation, right? So in any projects that I handled, we make sure that we have a surplus, right? And this project is positive in terms of its cash flow. That's why it's not difficult for my manager to give me an increase, because we have delivered the project on time and on budget, and we have surplus in terms of the cash flow. So this helped me. If I would like to ask for an increase, at least I know, because we have delivered a positive cash flow project.
Well,
So yeah, in my case, it's really, should I say, privilege also to work on this project.
Yes, that's so smart of you, because you had something there in as a backup. Other than that, how did the winner's mindset help you to overcome? Well, we are not as expressive as Americans, and even though you are a Toastmaster who has gone through communication and leadership programs, but still we are not as what we call outspoken and really in some ways overconfident as these Americans and our Western counterparts. How did the winner's mindset help you overcome this?
Okay, so first I would like to say it is the transparency, right? And I always take it on a personal level. I always find time to sit down with my boss. If I face any challenges, right, I'm very vocal to him. And the good thing, my boss is actually a very good listener. Okay, and once there is that connection, we have established a strong bond. So that's why in any difficult situation, I can always come to him, right? And even if it is a personal matter. I remember, for example, there was one time that my father-in-law, after our 1-month vacation, after 7 days of coming back here in Riyadh, my father-in-law passed away, right? So, when you're taking vacation, all your hard-earned savings will actually be spent back in the Philippines, right? So when I asked him, he readily, extended his own personal resources. Okay, that's how strong our bond. So again, I'm privileged to actually work with a very progressive manager who, in his own goal, is also to support his own people to make such a delivery of project a success.
Monching, I tell you, with this revelation, I tell you, because I can see God's hands here, giving you this reasonable and helpful, kind, compassionate boss, manager, because not everybody has that kind of boss or manager. So how much, I have a feeling that your spirituality, your faith has a lot to do as well with your success, because I can see already God's hands there, that giving you this kind of boss, and of course, giving you that helping hand, because He is unseen, but our God lends helping hands to us. So, Monching, I know that you are a spiritual person. I know this for a fact. So tell us, how do you keep your faith alive?
Thank you for asking that. Yeah, especially we're here in the Middle East, wherein everything is actually underground during that time. Well, I will say my own spirituality, my own faith kept my feet planted on the ground. And to stay here in Saudi Arabia for more than a decade strengthened my own faith, my own resolve that God is actually leading. He is in control, and we are a chosen vessel in order to be a part of His kingdom building. So that is already ingrained in my heart, in my mind. So in every occasion, as I said, I have developed strong ties with all levels from our organization, whether that is a rank and file, whether they are managers or executives, because my belief, God, it's not an accident that I'm here. And in fact, we continue to do so. And as such strong resolve, spirituality or my faith, okay, has I confirmed and validated that the mighty hand of God is actually working, because it opened up other avenues, facets of my own life, which I can never imagine possible, right? As you are aware, through that faith, my faith was strengthened, and we were able to get involved in a local church in here, underground churches, and it helped us, right, to balance life. And because for sure, if you are earning good, all right, or very good, uh, it can distract you, right? And put your attention or focus on some other, anything else, materialism, or I need to have this, blah, blah, blah. But with our feet firmly planted on the promises of our Creator, we manage to strike a balance in our daily lives. So we make sure, yes, we have this need taken care of, and we also be a part of a church in which we can grow and we can serve and we can share and we can care. So that's part of the holistic training, of course, in which this is reinforced in our Winner's Edge or Leader's Edge program. So yeah, this is just
That,
a how we are humbled, mentor.
yeah, that's amazing. Now, during meetings, have you ever experienced being put down by a foreign boss? Just to show he's the boss, something like that. Have you experienced such kind of thing?
Many times, mentor, many times, and that is actually common in here. As you mentioned, because my color of skin is brown. But here's the thing, because we are a Toastmaster, and if I felt there is some slur or discrimination happen, I will respond with a joke. Okay, one
Oh,
example. One
yes, yes.
example. So I'm brand new in our organization, and I'm still not so particular with making an international call from my own telephone desk. Okay, my own telephone. So there was a meeting happening, and I should take the initiative on that. But I don't know, because I was brand new. I was not given any orientation. And this guy, a Canadian guy, actually retorted, "You're supposed to do that. You're here. You don't know what to do." Okay. And of course, that remark is something that underscore, or in my interpretation at that time when I heard it, I felt that my blood pressure shoot up. Okay. And I was ready to fire back. But again, that's the beauty of having our our mindset and our perspective to always serve, I told him, "Oh, thank you for reminding me. Would you care enough to help me, because I know you're senior, so that I will learn from you." Okay?
Oh,
How about
oh,
that? So, and that moment forward, we have a special friendship, because I didn't confront his remark, but in fact, I asked him to be my mentor, a subtle way.
wow. Monching, that was so diplomatic of you and quick thinking as
Yeah,
well. Very sharp. In other words, your thinking skills were really,
yeah,
really quick, sharp,
yeah,
and it saved the day for you, because most other people, I'm talking about average people, would probably retort in also a harsh manner, because
true.
huh, this guy is trying to insult me. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
normal, the
yeah,
what we call human nature.
human nature. True,
But somehow you have overcome this part of our human nature to get back right away. Punch, counter punch,
true.
and punch and counter punch. And later on, when we say something which will also hurt the other guy, it's too late to take it back.
Yeah.
So what you have done is it's an example of how not to get trapped by your own temper.
Yes. True. True. Yeah.
That is so amazing. Now,
Yeah.
really, really. So how did you start getting assignments like sending you out to other countries to represent the company, and to that you know for a Filipino, again, normally they always choose the foreigners, the white people,
Yeah.
to do that, because they believe that when a foreigner, a white person, a Caucasian will go, all the other people in the conference rooms will look up to them and listen and respect them more. Now that takes a lot of doing. How did that happen, Monching?
Well, of course, mentor, it didn't happen in such a way that quick and easy. I need to understand culture. Okay. And having said that, if one, a Pinoy like me, will take and pay attention in actually understanding others, the culture, the situation, and capitalize on our strength as a Filipino, that is a strong message to them. You need me. You want to succeed, you need me. Okay. And I have given that thought for many, many months and years. Okay. If I am up to a certain task or a certain project, and first I look at who are my superior, who would be my manager, who would be the other stakeholders, so on and so forth, right? And of course, that skills will be learned, but the foundation of that is we have Toastmasters, we have our Leader Edge program, which I'm grateful, because I'm an ambassador, as I said, of this, and I highly recommend it for those professionals who would like to, explore and to show the world what what stuff we are made of as Filipinos, right? And yeah, I owe it all to our program. And just a specific example, the last project I handled, which was a King Abdullah Financial District, and this is around a billion SAR project. So a billion SAR, probably around 400 or 500 million dollars. Okay, and I'm the only Filipino in that team. So in our team, we are around 70 or 80, and I'm the only Filipino. Okay, at at first, I was asked by the program director what else I can do, but I stunned him over time, because even before he asked me, I have the information ready. Okay. Right? That's the skills I learned, right? Setting up expectation, and you have to think the mindset of an executive, how I can effectively support him. So that project delivered on time, and the executives were very pleased that I'm been part of the team. And in fact, I was awarded as one of the best employees during that time. Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wow. Um, I tell you, Monching, that is a lot of accomplishments in such a short time, because I know others, honestly, I know other Filipinos who have been working abroad 20, 30 years, and they don't have even, I would say, a half or a quarter of what you have accomplished so far. Of course, they don't have also your what we call your foundation, your positive outlook, your winner's mindset, and your Toastmasters. All of this, the mentorship of Dr. Dennis Waitley and Dr. Dennis Waitley's facilitators.
Yes.
So that's a lot. That's really the accomplishment that cannot be denied. And so every time you come home, you must really feel, wow, wow. I mean, I have come so far. I've come so far. So, Monching, out of all these experiences, okay, so far, what would be for you among the countries that you have visited so far? What for you would be the best, your favorite, and why? And for Filipinos out here or other parts of the world who might also be looking for other opportunities in the future, what would be the first or second favorite places that you want to recommend for them to start looking into?
Okay. And to be frank, of course, top of my list would be Saudi Arabia. We have a special place in the hearts of the Saudis, right? And at the beginning, when you have developed the trust and confidence with any one of your superior, the good thing about them, about having a Saudi boss, is that if that boss, that Saudi, move up on the ranks, you also move up in the ranks.
Oh,
Yeah, true. And that was the latest experience I had, because I used to work with my director, who is a Saudi, and he knew my performance back then in my KFD project. So he took me. He personally approached me. He gave me a phone call one day and said, "I need you to be on my team." Without hesitation, without batting an eyelash, "Okay, I'll join you." Right? And second is, of course, UAE. In UAE, if what prompted me to explore this is I'd like to hone my skills in entrepreneurship. Okay. And UAE is the hub for the GCC countries. And in here, the level of competitions amongst nationality is very strong, very competitive in nature. And you need to have such a mindset, as you said, a winner's mindset, so that you can show to a prospective employer, I got what I have, what it takes, all right, despite of the color of my skin. Okay. And of course, it's not always a good result, but you need to keep on trying, because I've known successful Pinoys also in UAE, and they have etched a mark in their own discipline, and their organization has been grateful and thankful for their contribution. And that is the kind of message also we send to the rest of the world.
wow.
So
So glad to hear that, Monching. Having gone through the winner's eds and usually going through the manuals, going through the different modules,
yes.
which particular philosophy or concept of the winner's edge for you helped you go through the loneliness, and I am sure there will be times when you also get depressed because it cannot be helped, human nature, you're alone out there and away from family. So which concepts and modules and philosophies of the winner's edge comes to mind that really like emboldened you or strengthened you so much to go beyond that?
There's two, mentor, in terms of philosophies. First is, remember the eagle's eye illustration? That captured me, right? And every time I look back and open my own handbook on that, I will always refer to that, the eagle's eye. And you can imagine the 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 eagle when it prepares for an attack. It's a stealth attack, right? And as such, from a far distance, the eagle can actually see the prey, right? And that, I said, it's really beautiful to think and comprehend as such. And early on, after attending the program, that gave me an idea, right? And with determination, with commitment, with consistency, every day, that's been part of my own discipline, right? So the eagle's eye. And then the second one, which I love also, is the you're you should be a thermometer, not a thermostat.
Yeah, right, right.
Right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what's happening all around you.
Yes, exactly. And because that is the uh, the outlook of a mature individual, right? And not just an outlook of a mature individual. We as having a strong spirituality, we know that we are in a safe haven, or our refuge is stronger than any of this combined pandemic that we are experiencing right now. So
Indeed, indeed.
that
Yes,
those are, I kept that dearly in my heart.
very strong. And I remember also, Monching, the thing that makes you win in any endeavor is the principle, the concept in the winner says that if I help you win, we win. We win.
Yes, yeah,
And then if I give you more than what you pay me, uh, I will be, you know, together
true.
with you forever. You will never forget me. You will keep on remembering me and
Remembering.
coming back, coming
True.
back to me for business, because I never counted in pennies and all the things I did for you. No, I help you win and we win together. The
True.
Winner's Edge is indeed a very strong life guide for winners. And people don't have to be losers. We can all be winners. We just need to have this positive outlook in life.
Yeah, true, mentor. And that's
This
why
is
every time I hear a winner,
yes,
that
yes,
gives me the sense of excitement.
yes, yes. Oh my God. So, Monching, I tell you that this has been a very gratifying interview with you, knowing how much our Toastmasters mentorship and also, of course, the Winner's Edge has has helped you and helped you to succeed. I am I am looking forward to what would it be that you want to impart, as a parting shot to all the viewers out there, or even people who may have dreams or goals of going beyond the borders and experiencing working outside of the Philippines. Perhaps you do have some words
True,
of
true,
advice.
mentor. Now I came to a point in my life, right, that I see the potential in every human being. We are not a freak of nature. God made us in such a way to express that beauty, to express that relationship. And the foundation is that we acknowledge our own spirituality, and then we look at ourselves on how we can use those talents in order to promote our own ideals based on your own spirituality, and use those skills to be a part of the nation building. And to be honest, I'm looking forward uh, every opportunity that I get entangled with, and every opportunity that it opens up. I always tell them that if you have a time, you go back in the Philippines, you check this out, because this is of great value to me. And perhaps going through this program, the Winner's Edge program, this can be an eye opener, or this is the key that will unlock or will unleash the other potentials that you're looking at. And that's why I've been very vocal and very excited to be a part of this program, because what we have achieved, and I am indebted and grateful for being included early on as part of those who went through the program mentor. And I pay it forward. Now,
Thank you so much. Monching, I really owe you a debt of gratitude, because you are a role model. You are a walking role model of the Winner's Edge concepts.
yeah, true.
Thank you
And
so
as I
much.
said, right, we are looking forward to introduce the program actually in the Middle East, but the
Yes.
pandemic just probably slowed us down, but it will never stop our vision of influencing our kapwa kababayans, our Pinoys who are here in the Middle East.
Yes. You know what I'm thinking, Monching, of this. How does this sound to you? I have been thinking of dividing it into short courses by module, because
Mhm.
you know that people are getting saturated with all the webinars going. It's
True.
really going on all over the world, and I noticed that people get tired with long courses, like
Mhm.
1 day, 2 days. They like 2, 3 hours. What do you think of that, Monching?
That's ideal, especially in our time right now. True.
Yes.
In order to separate as well the impact that the Winner's Edge can bring. Yeah, short modules, but they can see the result, and they will reap the benefits
Yes,
as we so
indeed. And good news for our viewers out there. Next week, we have our next speaker will be Ruby Haushian of the Aboitiz group of companies. She
wow.
will talk, she will talk on a very interesting topic: keeping employees engaged in a
Mhm.
virtual world. And, and she will be hosted by Dino Santos.
Wow,
Yes,
very
uh,
interesting.
yes. And of course, I want to say thank you again, and a reminder to everybody that learning is a never-ending
Yes,
journey with limitless
absolutely.
vistas. Thank you again, and good night, Monching. God bless.
Likewise, mentor. Thank you very much. And I will never stop actually promoting our program. This made me.
Thank you, Monching.
God
God bless.
bless. Yeah.